Hey guys, and welcome to my latest DVD collection video where I show you guys my favorite comedy movies. Just straightforward comedy movies. I was gonna pick up like movies like Look, but I think I'd put those under like drama or just my favorite suspenseful movies or just drama in general. But these are basically a lot my favorite comedies, and some of them you guys know I'll pick like Clerks, but I save those to like the kind of the end because I want to talk about more like comedies that I haven't talked about recently. But the first comedy I picked is, well, I don't have too many new ones in here. I have about maybe two, but not many, and it's Little Miss Sunshine. I consider this movie a comedy. I saw this on pay-per-view back when it was new. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's really funny, and the amazing thing is this movie was only shot a day and a half, and it was nominated for a lot of Academy Awards, and it's got some pretty good names in it, like Greg Kinear, Steve Carrell, Paul Dano, Toni, Collette, Alan Arkin, and Abigail Breslin. This is definitely one to pick up if you haven't seen it, and I think there's a Blu-ray version which I should be getting soon, but just check this one out, it's really good. Next one is all three of the Friday movies. I think my favorite in the series is Friday After Next. I don't know why I like that one the best. I just find it funny. I like the atmosphere of it in that strip mall. Then I think Friday would be my second favorite. I didn't like a lot of people think Next Friday is one of the best. I don't think. I think Next Friday is probably the worst in the series. I mean, it's funny, don't get me wrong, but I'll have to rewatch it at one point. And there's All About the Benjamins in the set, which I don't think I'll ever watch. I'm not into that, but I might watch it at one point because it looks like it's pretty much the same as the Friday movies, but I think Friday After Next is my favorite of the whole series, and I am a little pissed though that I cannot find the series anywhere. Like if you guys remember, there's like this Friday animated series. I haven't found that anywhere like at Best Buy, but I'm hoping to get it within the next few months or so if I can find it on like on Amazon. Next one I got is the Kenan Thompson film Wieners, and this movie was, I think this was going to be going to theaters, but it never happened because it looked like it was shot to go to theaters, like a theatrical film, and it's a really well done movie. I mean, everybody thinks it's like just stupid humor. I didn't have a problem, and the thing was, I got this on Amazon about 4 or 5 months ago for like 50 cents or something. I think it was totally worth it though. No, I mean this movie wasn't bad. It was definitely one worth checking out. And Darrell Hammond was in it, which I think was like one of the first things he's done in like, I don't know, a while. He hasn't been doing much lately. But then the next one I got is Broken Lizard's Club Dread, or Club Dread, whatever. But I like this movie. I think it's my favorite Broken Lizard movie. Next to, what was that one they did? Beer Fest, yeah, and then Super Troopers. I never saw Puddle Cruiser, but I do know they were planning to do a Pot Fest, like a sequel to Beer Fest, but it never worked out. But that Beer Fest was a real good one too. I didn't put it in this, but because I really didn't consider it my favorite comedy. But this one was really a weird kind of a movie. It kind of like had the elements of horror and like comedy to it. I consider it a comedy though because really there's a lot of like people say that if it's got dead bodies and stuff, it's a horror movie. But if it's like has a comedic setting and they're trying to be funny, then it's basically a comedy. I mean that's what I've been trying to tell people. Then I got then I have to pick this one up, the High School Flashback Collection. It's got Weird Science, Breakfast Club, and 16 Candles, and I've only watched Breakfast Club and Weird Science, and I have to say these are two of my favorite comedies. They're both by John Hughes, and another John Hughes movie which I don't have is Career Opportunities. Definitely that one's a great one too. But these are actually really good movies. But Anthony Michael Hall, which everybody tells me I look like Anthony Michael Hall, and then Emilio Estevez, who hasn't been acting in years, I think his last movie was Arthur on the Invisibles, and then 16 Candles. These are just both great movies. Check these out if you haven't seen these. I mean, but I haven't seen Weird Science though. I don't know why. Guess I'll just have to check that one out. Then the next two I have to pick are both the Jackass films. I don't know which one I like better. I think Jackass 1 is better. And I read online that they're going to make that Jackass 3 is going to be in 3D. I really don't know how that's going to work because you have to use CGI for 3D. They'll find a way to do it, but I'm just curious about how they're going to do it. But I'll see. It comes out October 2010, I think the 15th. But these are two great movies. And it's funny, it says outtakes when basically the whole movie's an outtake. But yeah, these are really good movies. Check these out if you haven't. I'm sure basically everybody's seen these. I gotta get that box set though and the Lost Tapes. Those are two sets I really gotta get in the next few weeks. Then there's then another one, a weird movie, this weird low budget comedy called See Dick Run was a great one too. It stars Kel Mitchell from all that and Kenan and Kel and Paige Kennedy from that show. How was he in? I think it was in Kicking It. No, that was Jamie Kennedy. Weeds, I think it was. And I think they wanted to get Kenan for this, but they couldn't because Paige Kennedy was acting a lot like Kenan in it. But I guess they just couldn't get it. And if you see, the case is just so cheap. You should. I mean, the camera I'm using is probably more clear than that. But it's like, look at this case. It's clear, and like all this stuff on the back. It just doesn't look like a professionally made movie. But it was a funny movie. I would definitely give this a check out. Sorry, I'm a little pressed for time here. Like, if you ever see me just going behind the camera, I'm looking at the time. Then I have to say American Pie and American Wedding and American Pie 2. I don't have American Pie 2 on DVD. The thing is, when I get comedy movies, I like to watch them on Netflix, so I don't have them. But I have to say, though, they are all three American Pies. Bandcamp I was going to pick up, but then I thought, it's not one of my favorite comedies. I mean, I do like Bandcamp a lot. I saw Beta House recently. Piece of shit, I hated that movie. Naked Mile I haven't seen, in Book of Love, not even Bug Hall could save that. I mean, they gotta stop making these spin-offs. They're not funny at all. I mean, a couple of my friends that I talk to, like, say, oh, they're funnier than the original. Like, what are you talking about? They suck. I mean, I think a lot of just teenagers like them for, like, the nudity. But if they ever saw, like, the first three good movies that actually had a story behind them. And, like, the thing that sucks is, I really like the characters from Bandcamp. But, of course, they had to keep remaking them. And, like, not even use the same characters. Though people have told me Beta House and Naked Mile kind of go together a little bit. But then I got Mallrats, which is very funny. This is like the forgotten Kevin Smith movie next to Jersey Girl. Well, I don't think it's really forgotten. I guess people just don't remember he did that. And Vulgar. Vulgar I really enjoyed. And this movie I don't think it's really forgotten about. I just think it was like the one critics hated. Like, he just came off of doing Clerks, and then he did this. And this one, like, wasn't too good or anything. But then they said, like, that they were going to do a sequel to this, but it never worked out. And it's funny, though, me and my uncle were talking about how, like, Kevin Smith made Clerks, and that was a great movie, but now, with movies like, Clerks 2, and, what's that other one? Couple of Dicks, which is coming out, in Zack and Miri, he can't make a movie. He now has, like, 3 times the budget of Clerks, and he cannot make a good movie, and he still can't make a good movie. I mean, there's good dialogue scenes, don't get me wrong, but I mean, none of them's gonna match up to the 90s movies he did. And it's funny, though, it's like he made that movie for next to nothing, and that still remains his best movie. It's weird, but Mallrats, definitely check that one out. And I think it's one of this, Vulgar, and Jersey Girl, the only 2 movies, Kevin Smith movies, not to come to Blu-ray. And I think because this is owned by Universal, and the other films are owned by Miramax. But I'm going to stop this video here because I don't like when it uploads too long. So I'm going to stop this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward to part 2.